what's coming up for the next month or month to 3 months. Last time I did one, they gave me a 3-month forecast, and they're showing me the energy from January till now. And they want me to summarize an energy forecast because January felt incredibly different from December, from all of the past. The energy seemed to move very slowly. I was very tired all the time. There were changes suddenly that I liked breath work and I didn't want to drink any wine or beer or anything, it was a shift. It was a change. And I was like, okay, this is good for me, but what is going on? And what they showed me was I see from up above, like I'm up above the earth, and they're showing me their perspective. From the higher perspective, there was January, February, March. And they said these months are going to be incredibly intense. There's this new energy flowing to you, and it really abruptly started or ramped up. The energy has been getting higher frequency and stronger for years, but there was a big increase. And it was clearing out the old and preparing us for the new. And it started showing up in my life and other people's lives as extreme emotional situations. Sometimes people dying, people losing people we loved, having people get sick, and we got sick, and just like a lot of things that people had to deal with all at once. And it felt very harrowing sometimes. We were trying to release the old, and at the same time, the new was coming in, and it was really extreme. But they didn't show me what was coming after that. They said something's going to shift again in April. And so that's why I really want to do this session now, because I want to hear and know what that is. Okay, so now bring through, please, all the information energetically that we need to know about the beginning of April and on through the month of April and any other months you want to show me. We're opening the new way. They say, opening the new way is the theme of April. April has a new opening energy to it, quality to it. They're showing me you're walking down a road, but suddenly there's a doorway in front of you where there wasn't. You didn't even realize there was a wall, and then now you see this kind of semi-transparent wall of energy, but there's a doorway in it. And your path goes right to that doorway. And they how did the energy frequencies help us through that doorway? Okay, so now they're showing me what this doorway means is that there is a new division taking place on the earth right now, which you have been hearing about for years and years. Any of you have been tuning into information, paying attention to information, seeking out information about human evolution and what was going on, because you heard from many sources that this is an important time in human evolution, that human beings were going to change radically, that the earth was going to change radically, there would be a new earth. And what does that mean? How does that take place? Many people talked about the division of the world. The idea that there'd be some kind of a division. And this was even forecast in some of your sacred writings, that there would be a time where some people would be left behind and other people would go on. And it caused a great deal of fear and anxiety, actually, as opposed to something like a good thing. But we are here now to tell you that this dividing point has started. It has come. It has arrived. In the dividing of the templates, there is now an option. There is a widening gap. They're showing me like two fields of energy that are horizontal. each one looks like a maze or something. They're pathways of energetic pathways in these two fields of light, energy. And those are the templates. So that if you flow energy into the old template, it takes on the characteristics of the earth as we have known it so far. But if we flow our energy through our focus and our intention and our choice into that new energetic template, we get to create something we have not experienced yet to date. Something that is not totally different in every way. We don't have to leave everything we've known. We don't even have to leave the people we've known who are choosing that template. There's not such a stark division that we cannot communicate with the people who are living in choosing still third dimensional template. But we don't have to take on their burdens. We don't have to take care of them. We don't have to take on their sadness, their fear, their grief, whatever they're experiencing. We can live in a lighter plane. Lighter meaning more happiness, more joy, more love, higher frequency energy, because the difference is the frequencies of energy that each template can hold. So to enter this new template, what do we need? How do we need to be ready to be able to flow our energy into this new template? Why is not everyone on Earth? Why wouldn't everyone on Earth just do that if they knew they had a choice? Or why would they not just do it unconsciously? Huh. Excellent question. Okay, good. Thank you. But this is the teaching. Now, let me talk about a time long ago when there was a choice point. Yet many of you have not heard of, don't even know about. When humanity chose the lower frequencies, the lower frequency energies that played out in not only material ways, what we would call darker energies that allowed fear and the belief in separation, the fall from unity. They refer to the time that the biblical story talks about as, which is very an allegory. If you read literature, it's by the form it takes, it's an allegory. It's talking about the time when humanity stopped perceiving itself as one with the source, the creator energy. Humanity used to be able to walk the earth with their own God, their own source energy intact, their consciousness. And that consciousness walked with them and guided them and provided for them. And it was heaven on earth. It was easy. It was fun. It was loving. It was joy. But there came a point when people started to believe that it wasn't enough. There was an influence that convinced them that it was not enough. And that it was limiting them. That by not allowing that connection, by not perceiving that unity, they would actually have more power on the earth. That they were just being used by that higher aspect of themselves. And of course, the exact opposite was true. And so people voluntarily gave up their consciousness of their unity and their power. And that's what is referred to in many traditions as the fall of the earth, the fall from grace. And it just meant from a higher frequency state of being, which is more unified with the source, which is more transparent, so that you can easily communicate, receive that guidance, and also express your needs and desires, and they're met and fulfilled. That higher state of living, that higher state of grace that the earth had lived in, the people had lived in, humans. no longer was their experience, and the earth fell into it. Humanity fell into a denser state of energy, a slower vibrating state. What do we as individuals need to do if we want to plug into that new higher frequency template that is the new earth and start flowing our energy there if we choose it? If we choose it. The earth frequencies have brought you to this place. The earth herself has been rising in frequency. And then many humans have been tuning into the energy field, to their own hearts, tuning into who they really are, asking their questions about why they're here, all the things that bring through energy. So that's brought us to this point. That is enabling you, preparing you. Okay. Okay. What's next? What do we do? What's next? What's coming up? Okay. In April, you were saying. We can now start fully flowing into that new field. And it's like a sense of being pulled. The energy is now pulling us. I have a feeling of this flow that is pulling us into the new. We're being supported by that energy, and it'll continue to release anything that is yet to be released and healed. And for each person, the process it's the same process, but you're in different parts of the process. So the journey feels different, but it's really all one path, and you're all attuned to it. And so the only requirement is that you keep focused. You keep that focus in your heart. They're saying, the heart is now the center of the world. The whole point of being in this frequency is that you get to live much more from your heart. You used to have to retreat into your heart to protect yourself, to not expose your heart to wounding energy from others. They're showing me this big protective shield around the heart chakra. And if you did tune into it, it was like you had to crawl into this little space and just stay there to be emotionally safe and energetically safe. And then when you needed to put your focus somewhere else, you had to leave a kind of armor around your heart. This is no longer the case now. So stepping over into the other template, stepping up, I see them as parallel, but next to each other. And the new earth is a step up. It's like we're taking a big step up, and it's a stretch. It's a stretch for us. And they get here. And so that new experience, what is that like? Now it's safe to open your heart, and the wider you open your heart, the more energy is flowing through it. They're showing the energy flowing through my heart chakra from the back. It's flowing to the back of our heart chakra from the back to the front. And it's like clearing whatever still needs to be aligned with love or cleared out, released. It's clearing out. It will make much more space to receive love from within yourself and to give love, to express love into the world, as opposed to the human energy field we're used to seeing kind of illustrations of on photos of the energy field. They're showing me like the heart is now like 3 times the size. It's like a breastplate of light, except it's not hard. It's not holding something. It's not repelling something. It is flowing. It's just this huge bright white light glowing in the middle of our chest. And what is the effect of that on our lives? That light carries with it your desires, and it projects them out, and it carries them out into the world. It connects them into that energy grid that we've shown you that is here to bring everything that you need and desire into your experience, into physical form. My arms are just being moved out to express that our possibilities are much more open. This world is wide open. We're no longer just this little sort of column of light trying to shine through a lot of density. The whole world's open to us. We can do whatever we choose. The light will flow through us, communicating and filling us with our soul's desire, the desire of our highest self, which is our true desire, what we came here to express and to do and experience, which is no longer sacrificing ourselves in order to help others, but it's sharing love and light and joy and happiness and information and wisdom and whatever love and whatever we came here to share with others, whatever we came here to do and be and share. To express who you truly are without fear of rejection. You will not be shut down or sent away, because those who are sharing this new world template with you also are living from their hearts. They're also able to express their hearts. And the reason people reject and send away other people or shut you down or criticize or judge is because they're afraid that they're not enough. They're afraid to be seen and heard, to express their love, to express who they are. And when they see you doing that, it brings up their pain. It brings up their pain at being shut down. They would love to be doing the same thing, but they're afraid. And so rather than overcoming their fears, which some people will certainly choose to do, the majority in the past have simply rejected those frequencies. The more people who project their energies in that new world template, the stronger energy of the new world becomes. Through that template, that energy becomes much more powerful. And there is an energy principle that this is just me talking, but they prompted me to talk about this. One of the universal laws of energy is that a lower frequency, when it encounters a higher frequency, if it's fairly close, if it's possible for it to attune to that level, it will rise in frequency. It will attempt to attune upward. It's frequent. It'll be attracted to that frequency and attune to it. But if it's a much denser, much slower vibrating energy field, it'll be repulsed because it cannot close the gap. It cannot. And it just wants to escape. When they're talking about what's really going on is rejection and judgment and criticism, is that it's the heart of the other who is too afraid to make that leap. They could open their heart and choose to attune. If the frequencies are close enough, choose to attune to that higher frequency that you're expressing through your open heart. But if that feels impossible to them, they don't know it's possible and they're afraid of it. It's just painful to know that we're so to feel limited and denied and trapped and feel our own rejection of our own self when we see someone else who loves themselves and loves others and is loved and accepted and embraced. Those who reject in this old world were never taught that they were acceptable. They never learned that it was appropriate to accept and love themselves. They did not know that this was an option or a beneficial thing, a beneficial way to live, a beneficial choice for themselves and others. They entered the world in innocence, with an open heart, loving themselves, but they were quickly taught that was not the way of the world. You don't express your heart to the world. When you go out in the world, you keep it to yourself. You don't express who you really are because you're not good enough, is the message that we're given. No one really wants to know who you are. No one really wants to see who you are. Nobody's going to accept it. That's the message that most of us receive before we're old enough to even remember it as little children. And it's taken us all these years to work to deprogram that, work it out, release it, pull it out of our energy field, heal it. And that many of us are still in that process. We're all still evolving in some way. Okay, so this energy of the being pulled along into our evolutions, is that going to speed up our evolution? It's going to lift it up. It's going to raise it up. It's going to make it easier. The process will be much faster. Yes. It's like you're going up the stairs, but each step is much smaller and you just like flying up the stairs. It's almost like you're lifted up the stairs because the intention is so clear and the energy frequency is being sent to you now by many beings of love and light from the higher dimensions attuned to this high frequency energy who want the earth and humanity to rise in frequency so that they're no longer polluting the energy field of the atmosphere of the universe. They're no longer affecting others in that way. Those beings of love and light are assisting, and their assistance is helping to raise us much more rapidly into that evolutionary state where we can be fully tuned in, tapped in, plugged in. Plugged in is the word they're using into this. It's an energetic grid that supports us, that is the new earth, supports our creation. And when we flow our energy into the template that creates our physical experience, it is a high frequency experience instead of a low frequency experience because our energy that we're expressing is the highest of the frequencies available to us in this time. At this point, at every point of our evolution, when we intend and seek out and choose the highest good for ourselves and others, the highest expression of who we are, the best we can be, the person and the being we came here to be, the human and the being we came here to be. When we do that, what? It was like this blank. Oh, then that is what attunes us into a higher frequency experience. We have a higher frequency experience as a result because we're bringing through a higher frequency of energy and applying it into the template that we're creating, using to create our experience. Is there more to tell us about what is coming up at the next phase for all of us as we cross this threshold? What do we need to know about what we're stepping into? Oh, there's just a quietness and an opening and a peace and a bliss. If you go into your hearts now, you will find them different. You will find them changed. Because during this transmission, we've been raising the frequencies of your heart. We've been increasing as much as each human heart is tuned to allow, and that mind is allowing to flow into the heart. Each heart is more open than it was before. Each heart is able to hold more energy of high frequency. And the energy, another property of this energy is, of the source energy, of all energy, is that it's self-perpetuating. It, as you hold more high frequency energy, it allows in more high frequency energy, and that energy also expands you. The energy all by itself does the work of expanding and raising your energy field, because that's what it does. That's how the attunement works. You bring in a higher frequency energy and your field automatically attunes to it, and that attunes your body. It tunes through all your cells. They all have an energy field. Every aspect of you is a part of your energy field. It's fed on your energy. So it just grows exponentially. So they're saying your hearts now will feel different as you enter them. There will be more peace and more space. Congratulations. 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 Welcome to your next evolutionary step. Every one of you is taking the step, however big, however small, however you perceive it. You have moved, taken another evolutionary step by receiving, by showing up and allowing and receiving, allowing yourself to receive. Thank you.